Well, as always at PMA, Panasonic is here with a range of new cameras and new features, and they're also going a little bit different direction. We have their first waterproof camera here, the TS1. Matt Frazier, the training manager for Panasonic, is going to run through some of the steps and show us some of the unique features. So, Matt, what can you tell us about the TS1?
Well, as you said, this is our first foray into water-resistant, dust-resistant, drop-resistant, kid-resistant cameras. TS1 can survive a drop about 5 feet. You go ahead and go snorkeling down to 10 feet with the camera. It's going to be able to survive that. Some notable features that are on the camera for the photographers out there. It's a 28mm wide-angle lens. Has a 4x optical zoom. In addition to that, the camera will use a Leica lens, so you are getting one of the best quality lenses that money can buy in this particular product.
Yeah, that's been a challenge in a lot of the compacts with the folded optics. It's hard to get really good image quality out of them, and this is another step ahead in that direction.
Absolutely. I think that many people are going to be very impressed with the quality of the pictures and the quality of the video that they're going to get from this camera. Keeping in mind that this is also one of our cameras that it will encode 720p video at 60 frames a second in the ABC HD format. So now you have plenty of editing solutions out there to be able to break this down, and you can even keep it in that format, burn it to a DVD, and play it in high definition quality on your Blu-ray disc player at home.
Well, that's great, and it's a full 60 frames per second, so rapid motion's no problem, which also goes with the sort of the tough and the sports orientation that, if you're going skiing or something, you can actually get the videos that will capture all that motion.
Yeah, so when you fall and have a yard sale on the ski resort, it's going to be nice and smooth and fluid when you do it. Absolutely.
Okay, great. So. And we were talking before about some unique features. Everyone's heard about face detection. That's been around for years now, but you guys have developed face recognition, so the camera actually knows who you are.
Yeah, actually, it's a brand new feature for us this year. You can put up to 6 faces in this camera and prioritize them, kind of like your favorite 5 or your speed dial at your house. And what it's going to do, and I can show you with our model here, once I've inputted their name, as I zoom in on their face, what you're going to find is that eventually it's going to recognize that we're looking at Vera. So now, once I take a picture of Vera, well, I guess what's initially important to note is that right now it's adjusting exposure so that she's properly exposed. It's adjusting focus so that she's the one who's the best in focus. So if there was somebody who was standing behind her, or more importantly in the foreground, I would continue to focus on Vera, not taking away the best possible picture for her. Once I capture that picture, all of this information is encoded in the data. I can go ahead and extract the information from the camera to a computer, and it'll transfer all of that over for me.
Oh, that's great. So it's like it's encoding it in the EXIF headers or something. So then in software, Panasonic software, you can say, show me all the pictures of Vera?
Yeah, and not just all the pictures of Vera that I've taken with this camera. With the software that we're including with the camera, it'll take the facial cues and will search my entire hard drive for every picture I've ever taken of Vera on any camera.
Oh, wow. Vera can run, but she can't hide.
No, and not at all. So we're, in essence, we know that there are people with thousands of pictures on their computer, and finding the one of your kids oftentimes can be a challenge. In addition, the software that ships the computer can recognize up to 10 faces, so you can program your own faces in that are already stored on your PC.
Well, that's great, and you talked about the faces. It holds 6 in here, so it'll recognize people with that are stored in it. But there's a priority so that if you've got 3 people the camera knows about on screen or in the frame, it'll actually just focus on the one that you said is the highest priority first?
Exactly. So right now I have Tiffany and Vera in here.
Okay.
Tiffany is #1 priority. Vera is #2 priority. And I have up to 6 additional people in priority. Now, if you're going to shoot a group of 6 people who are all priority for you, I'd probably recommend just switching over to landscape mode so you get them all in and they all have the same kind of focus.
Well, this strikes me as being incredibly useful because, as I said, face recognition's been around for years now, and that's really a nice feature. But if you recognize 10, you sees 10 faces in the picture, but you really care most about your daughter in the front row or something. That you want that person that matters to you to be the one that the exposure is based on.
Yeah, like at a recital, you definitely want your child to be the focus of the camera. Or even here in Las Vegas, when we're running down the strip, there's always somebody who's going to want to try to poke their face into one of your shots. Your person's always going to be the one that's the focus of the shot. If for some reason you don't have a face in the frame that you want to lock on and make sure stays in perfect focus, we've incorporated our autofocus tracking function in this camera as well. So I can literally lock onto any subject. It could be a train, it could be a bicycle, and as that thing is moving, it's going to constantly track and make sure it's in perfect focus. This is a great feature to speed up the camera so you don't have to wait for the autofocus system in the camera. And it also makes sure that your subject is ready to go and properly focused.
Or it might be like maybe you're at a Little League game or something, you want to take a picture of your kid going around the bases, and so it can recognize like the uniform and the color and everything, and then it'll follow the subject through the picture.
Absolutely. You lock right on that uniform color. It'll follow the subject from home plate to first base when they get their hit.
Wow, that's great. And so this is shipping now, soon?
Sometime in April, you'll begin to see this ship. It's going to have a price point of $399.
Great. So it's very competitive with the other similar cameras that are waterproof and shockproof, but we got a lot of extra features here with the face recognition and the tracking.
We'd like to think we have some very unique features, and we really feel our video functions in this product put us over the top.
Well, that's great. That's the TS1 from Panasonic. Stay tuned for our review as soon as we can get our hands on one.